Very hard inside the van, doing a whole bunch of improvements, and I have told my wife that she is not allowed to come in until I finish everything. So I'm getting ready to show her everything I did, and here in a few hours we're heading out to Hokkaido, so follow along. See, it is stupid hot. Let's see how Hokkaido is. Can you please focus? You tell me to hurry up and then you...
だってそこのゴミが気になるんだよ。これほらなんかもうバキュームしてないでしょ。
I did vacuum, and then I did do that too.
Really?
Yes.
なんかすごいよ。はいはいはいよ。
All right. Okay, for the past couple weeks, and it is hot, and the door is open, and hopefully it's not too loud. But for the past couple weeks, hold on just a second. Oh, ooh. Oh, give me a second. Okay, so for the past couple weeks, I've been working hard in here, and I have not let you come in and see, right?
Right.
And that's right. So what I want to do is show you everything we did prior to our trip. The first thing is the microwave unit. So you remember before a year ago I made that microwave unit, that thing over there. It was good thought, but after a while we realized that it's not the setup that we wanted, right? Okay, so what I did was I changed it based off what we used, right? So we still use the microwave, obviously. So I fit it in here, and she keeps getting distracted over stuff. Be a good YouTube buddy here, okay? Please help. I'm trying to show you. Unedited. Okay, so what I did was I made a new one in a nicer wood and a different paint, and to suit the way we travel now. After a year of traveling, we know what we want, right? Okay, so I made cutouts, right? And I put magnets under each item so that they kind of sit in place. Before, we had this bungee cord that we wrapped it through here, and then the bungee cord was damaging it and stuff like that. So what I did is right here, if you look at this right here, I added some rare earth magnets, so really strong magnets, and they match up with these screws here. However, when I did it, I think one of them moved on me, so it's a little off, but still, it still holds in there a little bit. Hopefully it stays, right? All right, I could take this out. And then the same for each of our coffee cups. Before I made one big cutout. This time I just made an individual cutout, a little groove for the handle, and magnets right there. What do you think?
Good.
Feedback. Even if you're lying, tatemae, in Japanese, tatemae. That means that you really don't mean it, but you're saying nicely. Okay, so you see the little magnets right there, and then they should clamp on to the microwave, right?
Good.
So one for Papa, and then this is our logo. We got t-shirts, and we have Kuinashi, which means what? No regrets, right? So basically 9174, which is our license plate, and that's what we try to live by. And then here, let's look at your fingernails. Show me your fingernails real quick. You got your Kuinashi fingernail. There you go. Nice. Okay. All right. Camera lady. Okay. What was this? You put that in there. Okay. And then here in the back, for coffee. But this is actually a tea can, but it's all metal, and it clips in there. Boom. Nice. And then these are our little containers for when we for eggs and trash, and with a little magnet. Each one of them has one. And for the oil is always the same type. It is metal, so the magnet is on the microwave this time. Okay. And then we have the salt, pepper, ajinomoto, and toothpicks. And each of them have their own magnet as well. Pretty cool, huh? All right, and then the little cutout right there. Cool. And then a cutout for the cutting board. We have a small cutting board, but that's all we need. And this little groove right here. Okay, little tatemae, little tatemae.
Good.
There you go. Hey.
Good job.
Yeah, folks, if y'all know what tatemae means, let us know in the comments below. All right, let's put this back over here. But tatemae basically means that they are being very nice and polite in front of you, but they really don't mean it. Or something like that. Okay, now on the side is our to hang the basic stuff that we always use, because we have realized that this is about all we use, right? And the paper towel, a little clip to keep it from flying all over. But this one, so it's fit from the side. So what I did is put magnets. The knife has a magnet. Boom. This and this. And that. And then just clips in place. Nice, right? Nice, tatemae. There you go. All right. See, but now it's nice and strong now.
Good.
What do you think?
So it won't fall down.
It won't fall down. At least as long as we're on 4 wheels. Yeah, let's see. So, and this is all we really need when we make our eggs. Little sausage. Oh, almost cut my finger. See? Nice and strong. It's all the very basics. We don't not cook gourmet meals. We eat a lot of Michi-no-Eki food, and so that's why we decided that we like the microwave, right? Because we can just warm up our meal, and we also use the hot plate. So we realized that this is a good spot, right? And we put this little lid, one of the little pull-out baskets, but it was not meant to be here, and it was only about this big, and it was not the most productive, right? But I thought, well, let's go ahead and maximize this spot so we can have like an extra table, right? So what I did was I made this table labeled back, because there's more space on this side right here than there is over there, so they're not exactly the same width. But check this out. See, fits in there nice and perfect, huh? See, look.
It's good.
Right?
Nice and big.
Nice and big, and you got extra space, and it does not move or anything like that, right?
And you can even put the cooking stove on
the hot
here.
plate, yeah.
Then you can cook here.
As you saw, we have the little hot plate that we normally use. The laptop, and all kinds of stuff. So very cool. And then this one, I'll show you in a minute how I use it for the bed, so I don't make my bed sleeping situation a little bit easier. There you go. Whew, let me wipe off because it is hot. It is August 16th, and it is horribly humid in Japan. And we're hoping that Hokkaido is a little better. I understand it's humid, but at night we were watching the video. We were watching Watari
Wataridori Tonda.
Watari Tori Tonda couple, really cool couple. They're over there right now. So that'd be cool if we can link up with them, huh? I doubt it. They're a whole lot more popular than us. Let's go ahead and show you the faucet. So, as you remember, before we're using this thing, right? We're using this jug, we'll fill it up. Good for 2-3 days. And it's slim, and we can fit in there. It was pretty good, right? But now I'm going to use this for the air conditioner drainage. But
is it enough?
Yeah, it should be enough for a day. Okay, so we started thinking, well, how can we make it better? I bought on Amazon this device. I really don't want to take it out because I want to accidentally disconnect this hose, because unfortunately it's a little too close to this. And I'm going to create a little cover just for extra protection, but it's glued in there. But this will normally screw onto a big jug, but we don't have space for a jug. All right, so I ran, and normally then the hose would go down into the jug, right? So about this, say this big. So what I did was I went and bought another hose, mainly because I lost the other one. I can't find it, but I would still need a longer one anyways. So I ran the hose down into the jug, screwed a little hole on the lid right there, and then this should last us, I don't know, 4 or 5 days maybe, right? And you can always get, and it fits in there nice and even too. Because right behind this is where the extended battery for the Jackery is at. But let me show you how it works. All right. So this is our table. The table comes down, watch your feet. So let's grab a mug and just press the power button. And let there be water.
Yay!
That's cool, huh? And this other button right here is for 600 millimeters. So I'm assuming that you press it and it will fill up 600 millimeters.
Yeah.
So probably just enough for coffee. A good setting for coffee, I guess. What do you think about that?
That's good.
Pretty cool, huh? Okay. All right. I was pretty proud of that. That was a proud papa moment right there. Very simple, but I think it was kind of cool. I still need to add a little L bracket right here because later I realized it's a little wobbly. While we're here, let's talk about our Bluey, not Blue Eddy. I keep calling it Blue Eddy and my wife corrected me. So about a month ago, I connected this Bluey. This Bluey is the charger one. It's a DC to DC charger. So basically it connects to the battery. Ran it all the way through, down through here. You have an on and off switch right here. With this, while we're driving, I am easily getting 500 watts. It varies, but it's usually 450, 550 watts, which is really impressive. Earlier this year, you know, I installed the two 200 watt solar panels on this van. And so 200 plus 200 does not equal 400 watts. So it all depends on the sun and the angle and all that. So just because you have two 200 solar panels does not mean that you're going to constantly get 400 watts. But with this, while you're driving, you're charging. The only downfall is you cannot charge with solar and the battery at the same time. And you have two input plugs in the back here. You have to only have one plugged in. So if you have the solar in, it won't charge. That's the little negative, but it still works. Supposedly Jackery is going to come out with their own model of this, and let's see what that means. But this is really cool because you can choose, if you have a Bluey, one of these battery banks, you just choose the model. If you don't, then you just adjust it manually and based on the input requirements of the Jackery. For this one right here, the 2000 plus, it was 56 volts DC. However, if your battery's kind of old and everything, you may have to lower the voltage, from what I understand. I did not have to do that. I did it, boom, it worked like a charm. Unfortunately, I can't show you right now. Is because we're already kind of maxed out, so it's not charging anymore. But with the Jackery, this and the extended battery, we can use the air conditioner all night. In the winter, we could go on and on days for days because we have the FF heater, which gets too hot in here. Now let's talk about your bed. I got some extra thick. They're actually probably a little too big because obviously the higher you go, the warmer it gets. So hopefully it's not too bad for you. I had to cut it because it was folded and it was hitting your head, right? So I had to cut it to size. But you're short, so you fit up here just fine. Let me go up there and show you. Also, if you look at that over there, that is kind of like a shoe rack, umbrella rack that Dwayne gave to me because he no longer has his HiAce van because they went, upgraded. I'm jealous, Dwayne. So anyway, so that normally will connect to the back of the
Seat.
seat right there, right? Then let me turn, there you go, somewhere around there. But I said, well, I'm not going to let it go to waste because of our basket. I'll show the basket there in a minute. It was too long, so it wasn't fitting properly. And then my wife needed, a spot to, my wife as in you needed a place to put stuff, right? Like your iPad, your phone, and whatever. So I figured, hey, let me put it on the back of a board. Same, I painted the board, and then we have that rail on the top, these railings. So I just clamped it on there, and it moves, it swivels a little, which I think is probably a good thing because that way you can push it back and reach into it. So here it is. And now you can put your stuff in here, right? And then I ran 2 USB-C cords, one here, one on the bottom. Punch a teeny little hole, squeeze it in there. Then you can plug your iPad in here and your phone. And like I said, because it moves, I think it's good because you can push it back and look in here, but we'll see.
Thank you.
Yep. And over here you get your little basket and everything. We also have these little clip-on fans. We bought these at Nitori, right? And I think they're pretty cool because they clamp on so we can move them around. So they swivel, and they have, what is it, 4 different speeds, and they're on the timer, and you can charge them. So that kind of helps move the air around. These are pretty handy, and the fact that they clip onto these bars is really handy as well. The other thing I was working on while you were in Italy, excuse me, in Italy having fun, leave me all alone, I was making these little containers. So as I mentioned before, initially we bought these little sliding baskets that had little wheels, and then the side will open and the front will open. It briefed well, but it did not work well. So we were looking at this spot, right, and realized that behind this seat is where we can maximize this. So what I did was create these little boxes right here. You got them, you can see them. I created these little boxes, my side, your side, and over here for the shoes. It was really hard in those little boxes to find your clothes. So we bought these little packing cubes. I marked mine everywhere on all sides so I can just throw it in there and I don't have to worry about it. You only mark one side because you're more organized. But we have everything you need right there, right? And we have, well, I have all my winter clothes and summer clothes. So it's always packed. We are ready to go. Even in the case of an emergency, we are ready to go. But this is your side. It's nice and easy to get to, you know, for a van. So then I had a little extra space. We used to put our shoes right here or down here, and they're falling down and everything. Actually, while I'm here, let me go ahead and talk about these little trays. So these are little trays for shoes, but they kept falling out. So I put this little groove underneath, or this little retainer underneath, and they go in there. So now they kind of stay in there, but I can still take them out to throw out the dust. But I made a little spot for extra shoes and flip-flops. And this towel right here, we use it for putting it right here. So not to track in as much dust and stuff like that. And then check out the little umbrella holders. You like your little umbrella holder things right here? Okay.
Easy to pick up.
Easy to get to, right? So.
And last time you were hiding.
I was hiding one, yes.
With your cap.
Yeah, I know, we couldn't. We were like, where's the umbrella? Where's the umbrella? And it was behind my cap. So they're always going to be in here. Okay, your side, this is your side. This is my side. What do you think?
That's good.
Yeah. And these little clip things, I got them on Amazon. They're really strong. And this is for my camera gear, my drone that I just bought. Really looking forward to using it. And then back over there, I will use it for my backpack. Okay, so far, what do you think? Do you like it?
Yeah.
Okay, there's still a couple more improvements I want to do in the back. What I'm going to do is use this as my bed extension. Before I was pulling down this table and then I put it right here. But now I think I'm going to use this, and then I just pull out my mattress from under there, and then I sleep right here. Okay, so let me go ahead and talk about a couple other improvements that we have been doing, especially since we bought this van. The Toyota HiAce, it comes with this bulky console. For traveling, I don't think is very functional. So trip one, we realized, okay, this has to go. And this local carpenter that made a table for us, I went over there and talked to him and asked him if he could make a flat console, which he did. And he matched the holes of the console to this really nice, and it kind of has a really nice live edge wood. At first I had it uncovered, but then it was getting scratched, so we put down this non-slip material, and then also it helps to keep stuff from sliding around. And unfortunately, we do not have a attached air conditioner. That's probably an improvement that we're going to have to do later on. But we do have this Enor 600, and so we just I just strap it to this right here, and it does not move. The only thing I have to do is connect the intake outtake through the window. That takes me like a minute. Run the hose into the water bottle down here. And then this is on the little inclines. If you're going to use this or any other kind portable, you have to drain the water, and be careful, because if the hose is not connected correctly, you could get it all in your vehicle. So I got one of these trays. These are like those little trays for plants and stuff like that. And then just placed it in the tray on the little incline. I made like a little ramp that's under this right here. The gravity fed down there, so it's pretty cool. And then later, as we're traveling, we realized, yeah, these cup holders right here for this van are not the best placement, because you put your cups in here and you cover this part right here, so not very convenient. So we said, okay, we're not going to use that. It broke my heart, but it's okay. I drilled some holes in this one, and then got these little cup holders on Amazon, and they're fine. The only thing that they're a little low, and I drilled another hole into and put this clamp in here for a little iPad, which this is the first time really that we're going to be using this, and this way we can kind of watch YouTube and Google Maps. The apps for the Jackery and the Enor, I recommend turning them on to make sure that they're working as you're driving, so you don't waste that time. I also added a little FM tuner, because although I do have a semi-modern little stereo system here, I kept losing my Bluetooth connection every time, and it was very frustrating. Let me go ahead and talk about our toilet situation, folks. So if you're traveling around Japan, if you travel around Japan, you will, I would say 90% of the time, find a good toilet. So for the most part, we'll go to Michi-no-Eki, we'll go to a gas station or convenience store. You can always find a relatively clean, and many times very clean, toilet. But sometimes you can't, and sometimes you want to have the flexibility to stay wherever you want to stay, right? Especially with the setup that we have with the solar and the DC charging capability. We could literally go off the grid for many days if we wanted to. What we have here is a wrap-on toilet. Let me see if I can, there you go, wrap-on right here. We found it on Amazon, and we saw it at different RV shows, and we're going to be going to the RV show in Sapporo as we finish our trip too, so stay tuned for that. But I really don't want to open it right now, but it's basically a long plastic bag, and then you press flush, which is a little battery, and basically it seals it, and it vacuum seals it, and you just have like literally like it feels and it looks like a diaper, and you can throw it away in the combustible or take it home and throw it away, but it won't smell because it's in that plastic. So that's what we have there. You have to put a little solution. Oh, here's the little battery. This is the battery for it, and but you have to put the little solution to solidify, urine and stuff like that. This is our little contraption for the air conditioner. We have little knickknacks here and there that we always set up. It's always good to have a little tarp. Chairs. One of the other upgrades I'm going to be doing later this year is create one of those pull outs so that I can maximize. I have a lot of good space down there, but it's hard to get to, so I'll be working on that. Another thing we always carry is a little carpet to put outside of the sliding door. It's always good to just kind of have it mat so that you're not tracking in dust and mud and stuff like that. And then I have also learned to put down a little blue tarp first to keep that from getting wet. Always have a good little a duster. And let me see if I have water in here, because if not, I have to fill it up before we leave. Yeah, we have water. We rarely use it, probably once. But there's a little faucet right here, a little sink I should say. But this thing right here, see, not bad. But this is mainly for outdoors if you need to wash off something, or even your body. Oh, we also added an awning, but we have not yet used it yet. Because we always end up going to Michi-no-Ekis and stuff like that. So I and many other people always talk about the Michi-no-Ekis, how it's a great thing in Japan. However, it's all about the manners as well, folks. Common courtesy. You cannot be noisy. You cannot set up your tent and your awning and everything. You're literally technically just resting, right? So you can sleep, but it's not a campground. All right, so keep that in mind. Don't mess it up for everyone else. Let's see. So this is the back. I was talking about the little, see how I just kind of use the little tube clamps. And later, if I really need to keep it from moving around, I can create something to put it down right there. But this is our setup, folks. Again, this is heavy. This is a Toyota HiAce. Toy Factory is the van conversion. This particular model is the Toys Box. Let's see, Toys Box. And it's kind of, let's say, think of it as like a toy hauler in the United States. That's why it's kind of basic, but in my opinion, it was good because I can do all these creative things that I want to do to suit our needs. I'll show you the solar panels here real quick. It looks kind of weird, but hey, it's good if you're not driving and you just want to be sitting in one spot for a week. That's you capture a bunch of good sun as well. But all right, folks, so my intent with this channel and our videos, a foreigner living in the countryside of Japan, in our house. This is a former Akiya, a former vacant house, and a lot of land back there, about 3/4 of an acre. If you're interested in that, please check them out. But my intent is to provide useful, truthful content. So if you like that, appreciate that, please give us a thumbs up, like, and share. That would be greatly appreciated. All right, and I'm pretty sure I'm soaking wet. So we are going to head on out to Hokkaido for 2 weeks. Please follow along.